Whatever you expected this session to be, I think it will be different than what you expected. Welcome to I Bet You.
Eventually, different dynamics came out that were a reflection of the society that we are in at large.
Any idea we come up with?
I'll take 1 hour to pause.
Give the people money straight up.
Everyone to try growing food.
That we as grown-ups cannot agree on an idea, even if we all have the same goal in mind.
It's about collective action.
We failed. We literally failed.
Concrete Love, this year's gathering of the House of Beautiful Business, took place on the eve of COP26, the climate summit in Glasgow. So we were wondering what to do with that. We were thinking it could be kind of cool to run a social experiment with our community.
And one of those kids was very, very passionate about this very topic, about climate change.
We were inspired by 8-year-old Maya, whom we got to know during last year's gathering, when we shot a mini documentary. And Maya was fiercely passionate about the environment.
There are consequences if we don't stop.
So we thought of her and we invited her to come to Lisbon. So the challenge that she posed to the House of Beautiful Business community was, you, dear House of Beautiful Business community, will not be able to come up with one single collective action in the next 45 minutes.
You, as business leaders, have the power to make a change. And this means that you. I bet you will not be able to agree on anything together. I just want to see if you can agree on an action.
Large proportions of the population in our research feel that the movement in favor of climate change is just not for people like them. Polling and shifts in public opinion are not going to save our planet. What's going to save our planet is action.
I mean, it was very stressful to see how hard it was to agree, and obviously I had Maya's little heart in mind. Maya, the girl who gave the challenge, is my daughter.
15 groups have been formed amongst the 350 participants.
That's a problem today because it's a pure economic incentive.
One single action, but it's ultimately,
on the website, on the House website.
This experiment turned very quickly wrong.
And she bet that we as adults were not going to be able to come up with a solution within the 45 minutes that we were allotted to come up with just agreeing to doing anything at all. And she was right.
Guys, I'm sorry, but if I was an 8-year-old in South Africa, no offense to anyone.
There was a lot of ego showing up, and maybe some people were recognizing that and just saying like, oh, okay, I understand what's happening. I'm gonna take a step back.
We are all leaders, and we have influence. We are artists. We communicate with thousands of people.
We didn't even ask for that, or we didn't specify that on purpose. So we discussed this idea of, okay, let's just say the only thing that you have to do is to agree to do something.
Can I have everybody's attention, please?
We didn't manage to get to a conclusion. And I think it's so important to acknowledge this, because even in a group like ours, who's so full of dedicated people who want to get to an action, we didn't manage.
That could be an action that we all do right now. We will come to! Because the point of it is to agree.
But if we don't manage this tiny step, how can we ever manage anything bigger? And I believe that if we manage to do one common breath together, we will experience something that's really important. We will feel what it's like to do something together. And I think for a lot of people this feels like it's not enough.
To all take one breath together.
All of us, including Maya, realize that even if you are the House of Beautiful Business and you have a group of highly intelligent, motivated people with good intentions, it's still nearly impossible, or actually it was impossible, to agree on something when you're under pressure. So isn't that interesting? And isn't that something that we can learn from?
You cannot look at a child and not have some empathy. And afterwards I found myself organizing with other people, other representatives of the groups, so that we could get to getting to something.
She was really touched, I think, by the number of people who came up to her saying that they had stayed behind with their group and had come up with an idea. So yeah, I'm hoping that out of that painful moment some really beautiful ideas and conversations can be had. That is my hope.
Hey, so when you are so old, like all these people here, what do you want to be then?
I want to be an eco-warrior.
An eco-warrior.
Like, I sometimes actually start to cry when I hear about it. Like, penguins are in trouble. Everything's in trouble. The earth is in trouble. Humans are in trouble. There are consequences if we don't stop. This is our future. And sometimes I think that actually children are being more sensible than adults, because the adults, they're not thinking about it. It's only the children who are saying, we have to stop